Hey guys, so in this video you are going to be self-assessing your math review for Tuesday. So you guys worked on this math review yesterday and today you're going to check over your work. And tomorrow I'll be posting another video so you can check today's work. So let's start with the first question, which is a fraction question. It reads, which expression represents the amount of the fraction strip below that is shaded? Okay, so first what we want to do is we want to see how many parts are shaded. So I know that we have 5 parts total. And of those 5 parts, 3 parts are shaded. So now I have to look through these choices and find what equals to 3/5. So 1/5 plus 1/5, that's going to be equal to 2/5. Doesn't match, we can eliminate it. 1/5 plus 1/5 plus 1/5, that's going to be equal to 3/5. That matches. But let's look at our other choices just in case we made a mistake. So we have 3, 6, 9/5. That's already a fraction greater than 1. That's not going to be equal to 3/5. 3/5 plus 2/5, that's equal to 5/5. That would be equal to the whole thing if everything was shaded. So that would be a common mistake. People would probably most likely choose that one. If they didn't really understand the question. But because this question says the part that is shaded, then we know our best answer has to be B. Okay, go ahead and check your work now. All right, let's go ahead and move on to the next one for Tuesday. What is the value of y in the equation below? So we have something divided by 4 is equal to 8. Okay, whoopsies. One way that we can figure out this equation is by doing the inverse operation. So instead of dividing, I can multiply. So I'm going to do that. 8 times 4 is equal to 32. That must mean that y is equal to 32. D. Easy breezy. Lemon squeezy. Okay, let's move on to our angle question. The measure of an angle STV is 117 degrees. Okay, so let me find that angle. I like to always just highlight that angle, STV. So the whole thing is equal to 117 degrees. What is the measure of angle UTV? So UTV, so this is the angle that we're missing. So we know the whole and we know one part. So to find the missing part, we're going to have to subtract. So we're going to do 117 and we're going to subtract 86. Okay, so 7 minus 6 is going to be equal to 1. Okay, so here I'm going to do 1 minus 8. I can't do that. I'm going to have to do all this regrouping, but I can just treat this as one number, 11. So 11 minus 8 will give me 3. Okay, so that would be 31 degrees, and that would be A. And it matches because this looks like an acute angle, and that's an acute measure. Both of these are obtuse, so you could eliminate that immediately. And you'd be left with these two choices. Okay, let's move on to the rest of the problems are in the back. So go ahead and turn it. Okay, there we go. Okay, so it says use the standard algorithm to find the quotient. I know that that means I have to do some division. Okay, so let's start. I cannot make groups of 6 with 2, so I'm going to have to look at these two digits together, 24. I know that 6 times 4 is equal to 24, so I'm going to put the number of groups on top. I'm going to subtract. I'm going to get a remainder of 0. Then I'm going to regroup the 9, and I'm going to ask myself that same question, how many groups of 6 can I make if I have 9? I can only make one group. So after I make that one group, I'm going to do 9 minus 6, gives us a remainder of 3. And now I'm going to regroup the 0. If I have 30, how many groups of 6 can I make? I can make 5 groups. 6 times 5 is equal to 30. 30 minus 30, I get 0 as a remainder. So here's my final answer. We're going to do the inverse operation to do a check. Okay, matches. So we know we're good. Okay, let's move on to the next one. 4,000s, 310s, 500s is less than, less than, which number below? You don't have to read carefully, otherwise I could make a mistake. So let's write out that number. I have 4,000, the 5, 310s, I have no 1, so I'm going to put a 0 there. So that's the number that I have, and I'm looking for something that is less than that, right? So I have 4,000s here, 5 10s, and 300s, so that's going to be equal to 4,300s, 5 10s, and 0. I could already see that this is less, but let's just look through the other choices. 3,000s and 800, okay, and 8 ones. I see that that's going to be 3,808, and so that's also less. I think this is another question where they probably mean more than, because I'm already having two choices that are less than that. Okay, let's look at the next one. 4,600, 8 10s, 7 ones. Okay, that looks good. Let's look at the next one. 2,900, no 10s, no 1s. So the only one that is more than that number is C. So this question I think is wrong. Okay, let's look at the last question. Which of the following represents 294,193 rounded to the nearest thousands place? So let's go ahead and write that out. Rounded to the nearest thousand. Okay, this is ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s. So thousands place is this 4. Okay, I'm gonna look next to in the hundreds place. That 1's gonna make the 4 stay there. So I'm gonna get 294,000, and that would be C. Okay, and now I'm gonna continue on to the POD that we had yesterday. Carl reads 220 pages in April. Okay, so we know that's the pages he reads. He reads 160 pages in May, and he reads 4 times as many pages during these months as Megan. How many pages did Megan read in April and May combined? So we had our facts written out yesterday. We had Carl has 220 pages in April, 160 pages in May. In total, he has 380 pages. And Megan Carl read 4 times as much as Megan. So we wrote our equation here, 380 is equal to 4 times M, and for Megan, so we have to find M, okay? A number times 4 is equal to 380. So I'm going to do the inverse of multiplication, the opposite, which means division. So I'm going to divide to find the missing number there, okay? How many groups of 4 can I make if I have 38? I know that 9 times 4 is equal to 36. So I'm going to go ahead and put 9 up here. 9 times 6, 4 times 9 is 36. Subtract that, 38 minus 36. I'm going to get a remainder of 2. Regroup the 0. How many groups of 4 can I make if I have 20? I can make 5 groups. So 4 times 5 is 20. 20 minus 20, I get 0 remainder. So that would mean she read 95 pages. But we're going to do a check. So let's go ahead and do a check over on this side. 95 times 4. 5 times 4, 20. Regroup the 2, because that's really tens. 4 times 9, we did it down here, is 36. Plus 2 is 38. And yes, that matches the number we started with. So it means that our answer of 95 pages is correct. Alright guys, go ahead and self-assess your POD now, and tomorrow you'll have another video so you can self-assess your Wednesday math review and your Wednesday POD. Good job!